Hey everybody, and welcome to another flip through. And we're going to be looking at issue number 439, July 2024. Now, I have been waiting for this issue for quite a while, so I'm really glad it's finally here. Now, why was I waiting for this issue? Because back when Wallet Games first started releasing their Epic range, I had a slight want for some Epic Ancients. So when the news of Warlord Games releasing an epic ancient set, I was really excited. And then it was only a matter of time before they would work with Wargames Illustrated and perhaps release a free frame with the issue. Now I crossed my fingers, and would you believe it? July 2024 issue of Wargames Illustrated, they did. They actually released a sample frame for Hail Caesar, Epic Battles Hail Caesar. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. The sprue that I got, or the frame that I got, is the Roman frame. Um, they have actually have 5 frames that they were giving away with the issue. I would have been happy with any of the frames, but to get the Roman frame was kind of good because at least for me to showcase what's new about um, the uh, the Wallet Games uh, Roman army. They did some adjustments to make this one kind of unique in terms of build, but this we'll do in another video. Okay, another video we'll actually sit down and go through the frame that I got with this Wargames Illustrated magazine. Now let's have a quick look though. As it says here, we got articles. What a cartel! What a cartel is actually how do I do it? It's basically what a cowboy done cartel style, and then you got the review of Partizan 2024. So yeah, front cover it tells you what it is. This, according to Wargames Illustrated, is the ancients ancients issue. So let's not waste any more time. Let's have a look inside. First off, as you can see here, 5 different freebie frames. Let's have a look close up. 5 different freebie frames. And when you get the issue, you'll get any one of the 5, right? I also know some folks who actually bought more than one issue, taking the frame and giving the magazine to somebody else. I thought that was a great idea, but the idea is to actually have as many different frames um, to look through. So I really appreciate they give 5 different. The last time they did this, they gave 2 different frames. So it's like for the Napoleonic one, they gave the British and the French one, right? So it's kind of nice that they actually, you know, were nice enough to give 5 different frames. Totally appreciate it. Thank you, Wargames Illustrated. And yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to Wargames Illustrated. At the moment, it's proving to be one of the more well good Wargames magazines out there. I mean, the free frames, of course. Okay, so we start off with as usual with observation posts. And observation posts, we actually have a look at art books. Again, I want to say as I always do, art is very important to our hobby. Whether you're doing fantasy or you're doing science fiction or historical, the art is great because it helps sell the game. It helps evoke images that the designers want to share with the player. And as the player, you gets sucked into the world, right? Regardless, fantasy, sci-fi, historical. And these art books, and this is basically volume 7 to 9. It's basically, let me have a look here. It's Eric Swinson, Biani Dali, Katarzyna Gorska. So that's issue 7 and 9. Um, I think when you are in this hobby long enough, you start recognizing artwork, and it's only a step and a skip away from actually collecting art from the games that you like. So yeah, Dave Taylor's Miniatures, The Art of. So it's volume 7 to 9. Moving along, you got Strategies, Games Lab, Close Quarter Battle Assortment, and these are basically their figures. It's thermoplastics resin, and these are basically the figures that they release. This is supposed to be their close close quarter battle stuff. So anything from their cops. I'm looking at the policemen. They look like the cast from Police Academy, to be honest, if you ask me. And like little, dogs over there. In fact, there got to be a lot of dogs in this issue. And then over here you can see What a Cartel, which is basically taking What a Cowboy and and working it in. It will be in the magazine later. But here's where you get the figures to run a What a Cartel game. Just which is great. I mean, cartel shows have actually taken off over the last couple of years. And I mean, Narcos. I mean, if you've watched Narcos, you'd probably be interested in gaming some cartel stuff. Anyways, moving along, we got Blitzkrieg, tanks, infantry, and rules. Now, what this is basically I want to say it's Lego adjacent. So it's basically Lego pieces, but not done by Lego. It's Lego-like pieces, and you wargame with these pieces, which I think is a great idea. Um, for I know some guys. I'm not so sure whether I've read it in a magazine, whether it's in the Wargames Illustrated or Wargames Miniature Wargames or one of the Wargames magazines where somebody was actually wargaming with Lego sets. But in this one, it's um it's done by a company. Let me see now. It's a company's called Bricks Creek, I guess. Yeah, so it's released by a company called Bricks Creek, and these are basically Lego pieces. Let's have a look very closely. You can actually see the assembly parts. If you're into Lego, this won't be any strange to you. Moving along, we got Fenris Games, Assorted Animals. Now, according to the article, these were given to for review at Partizan, which is again in the back of the magazine. And these are all different beasts they can put to your table or war game. And if you look over here, you got the Army of Darkness. Yeah, quite a amount of figures over there. Yeah, that didn't work. But yes, then under the microscope, you got some terrain. That's lame. Anyways, moving along, we got the new bolt action Rangers set, which they also I was also out now if you're getting it. Then we have the game of the hour, the Hannibal set. This is the two-player set, yeah, that they're releasing. And look at the amount of stuff you get; it's just ridiculous. And free stuff as well. Exclusive stuff with the set. Moving along, we've got releases like Glutter of Heaven, Glutter of Heavens, and then we got terrain pieces, and over here is Micro Studios. They've actually released colored terrain pieces, which is kind of neat. I think Foreground used to have colored figures, colored terrain, and this one looks like a step up from Foreground. Then we have some armor here by Mardav Miniatures. Let's have a look at that really quick. Mardav, very nice. Moving along, we have more figures from Mardav. Um, yeah, they got some Cold War warriors over here, and these are from First Corps. Let's have a look at those. Yeah, very nice looking figures. And then you've got 3D figures, and this is basically I think these are 3D printed figures that you buy off the rack at weprintminis.com. And then if you're into 3D printing, you might want to head on over to Wargames Atlantic because they've got their digital stuff as well. I think Atlantic Digital. What they call again? Wargames. Yeah, where what you can do is you can actually download the STLs and don't have to um, buy them, just print them. Yeah, Atlantic Digital Sculpts. That's what they're called. To print. And over here, let's have a look. Black Knight miniatures, more 3D sculpts to print. And over here, my Highland, was it Highland minis. And these are, according to the article, very reminiscent of early Warhammer, old Hammer, as some people like to call it. Then moving along, we've got the minute first time I read this was V for Victory, but apparently it's 5 for Victory, and this is basically a new rule set that is out there for you to check out, and it's quite a nice 2-page review of this this rule set. These are the guys who made Saga and Maskers and Tomahawk apparently. So yeah, 5 for victory, not V for victory. Ah, that was V for victory. And then cultural experience again, something I would really like to go to, but you know, one day, yeah, one day. And this one day, it's walking Waterloo. I can only imagine what it's like. It's like a walking tour, yeah, and then they bring you around Waterloo, I guess. I guess. I guess. Moving along, we got Quickfire. Now, Quickfire is basically articles done by the readers, and this one, it's a Karak which has been he bought it for £2, and apparently he's redoing it. Just is a nice article, and then you got like things like this, inspired by Coupleton castings. He decided to get a car, a racing car, and work it into his hobby or his game. Apparently, he's got this game that he's created. And then you've got over here terrain pieces, not the usual trees. You got something else they can put on the table. And then cover mount. Now, cover mount is the kind of article that comes only when there's a free frame in the issue. And in this case, the free frame is this one. So this is the Hail Caesar freebie frame. And very nicely, they tell you what's on the frame. So you got the Republican Roman frame, you got the Carthaginian frame, and this is what you could probably get in your magazine. You've got the Carthaginian war elephant. Actually, you know what? Secretly, deep down inside, I really wanted the elephant, but never mind. I'll get that later when I actually get the set. And then we got allied troops, and we got Celt warriors, and all of these are the your 5 different frames that you probably get in your Wargames Illustrated. I thought it was really nice to have 5 different varieties, which basically means somebody out there has got now 5 issues of Wargames Illustrated to give away. If you did do this, hey, why not give away your extra Wargames Illustrated to a friend? Get somebody else into the War Games magazine hobby. And it's moving along. We got Flames of War, and these are the limited edition army deals for their D-Day 80th anniversary set, and then Silver Bayonets Egypt book. Figures are nice. North Star figures, definitely. North Star. Right. So moving along, we got Knight's Fever, Knight's Fever, and what this is basically looking at the Victrix set of figures in Little Big Man Studio decals. It's a very nice article, but what I thought was really interesting was the fact that they will be releasing this expansion later, and these are the Islamic soldiers or army figures that will be coming out. That'd be great because that basically means that now from Victrix you can actually handle the Crusades as part of as a wargaming hobby subject that you might want to do. Moving along, we got a Little Big Man Studios. Now, they're really on top of their game at Little Big Man Studios. A lot of guys in the shop actually use Little Big Man Studios as their decals of choice. Yeah, so it's nice that they feature them as well. Moving along, First Corps, the Cold War British, and the SAS. Yeah, nice looking figures. A bit chunky though. Chunky. Nice. Yeah, very nice. First Corps. Then there's Stargrave, the new book for Stargrave Dead or Alive, which is this was last month's release, so it's out in the bookstores right now. If you haven't got it yet, go get it. Go get it. Now, here's an article on the epic set, right? And it's thoughts of Rick Priestley, which is actually a very very good read. I think when you find out what was the design thoughts behind a game, you learn to appreciate the game better. In fact, when you are struggling with a rule, all you can do is refer back to what the feel or the idea or what the designers was trying to go for when you want to do a decision on what you think was not covered in the rules. So reading this article is a good article to read. Moving along, we got El Cid, Charlton Heston's El Cid, if I may. And this is a nice article on modeling and painting. El Cid. All tips as well. Nice looking figure in the end. Yeah, very nice. Nicely presented as well. Okay, moving along. We got Why I Love Wargaming in the Old Testament. Now, I like articles like this because I personally think that while ancient wargaming is popular, it's only popular in a certain part of the world. In other parts of the world, it's not as big. So when somebody does an article like this, and it's in a magazine that's easily like, available, you get people who either do not know what's going on or are in locations like Malaysia where ancient wargaming is not so big to tune in to why play ancients. Over here in Malaysia, we have a pretty good DBA community. In fact, we have a good DBX community as well, which is why articles like this is good for a community like mine because while the subject of ancients is huge, it covers a huge era, but a huge time scale, right? But not a lot of people know about it or want to know about it or know it exists. So it's nice that articles like this happen for you to pass to somebody to read, and maybe get him as your new wargaming wargaming buddy. Okay, moving along, we got War Transform. Now this rule book passed through my shop a couple of weeks back, a couple of months back actually, and what it was is it's basically a World War One, right? Weird World War One, and it's nice to see that there's actually a game for it, and the terrain is nice. I think this is also let's see over here. Yeah, I was in Salute, right? Okay, which was kind of cool. I mean, in the last issue, you actually see this board, but you can actually check this out on YouTube. They actually have the table on YouTube to check out. Weird World War One. Anyways, moving along, we got Fanatic War Paints. Nice to see Fanatic supporting the magazine as well. Now, big ancient battles. Now, what is this? Now this is I want to call it a tips way to play big games. But if you're just getting into epic battles or big scale battles, this article is gonna be quite useful for you. It goes quite deep, you know, um, into playing at this scale and why. Again, it follows the theme of the magazine, which focuses on ancients, but it in many ways it's basically in support of the epic battles Hannibal set that's about to release. A very good article to read if you're interested in gaming this period. Moving along, Partizan May 2024. Now I've never been to Partizan either, so again, this another one on my bucket list. I was thinking the other day that if I were to come visit, right, the UK, I'm gonna have to like stay for 2 months in order for me to, get some partisan in and get some salute in the same time. A few months in, either or back and forth. I don't know, but definitely I want to hit partisan at some point. So it's definitely on my bucket list to attend. Anyways, moving along, we can see the games that were played. This is basically the show report. So you got the first score Mexican American border game, Mexican American War, and then you got all hell let's loose. This is the Omaha Beach. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that. Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's a lot of figures. Feel all these action at Action. Oh man, the pictures, man. I mean, if you're wondering the value of a magazine like this, it's not really a throwaway magazine. It's kind of magazine you put into your storeroom, and years down the line you can still enjoy it totally. Gentlemen pensioners, shop practice on Cape Frontier. Let's look at the pictures. Very nice. And then you got North Riding War Games Club. Jadhul Wells. I'm not sure what Jadhul Wells is, but let's have a look at the figures there. That's square. Oh, it looks really good. Looks really, really good. Anyways, moving along, we got the League of Extraordinary Kriegspielers down on the Adriatic coast. And then we have Victorious Vines. Deep down inside, I like Vines. They're like smaller dioramas which you can build over a weekend. Yeah, I should build one. Anyways, the Boondock Saints, not to be confused with the movie of the same name, have the Battle of Unnao, 1857. Have a look at that. Yeah, the terrain. The terrain is worth the mention, man. Look at that. Of course, all of these you can actually, if you were to go on YouTube, you can actually see the actual boards in moving picture. Anyways, moving along, we got a League of Gentlemen Antique Alchemists doing You Stupid Boy. Yeah, a bit of a nod to Dad's Army, I think. Yeah, nice looking terrain. I think one of the joys of attending either Partizan or Salute is the tables, man. I mean that's why you go. That's the entry fee right there. You go. I mean, I understand you want to go and buy something, but but it's the tables and the effort that you know groups put in to do these tables. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, like a Stonewall Wargames group, Conquistador. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's all of the boards. Again, you can actually head on to YouTube and actually have a look at these boards proper. There are a lot of YouTubers who actually attend shows like this, and the cameras are it's a chance if for people like me to peer into tables like this, half the world away. Okay, moving along. An abundance of ancients. Now, I know I like this article. This article I really, 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 really like. Now, why do I like it? If you know, or if you follow any of my flip throughs, you know that I totally appreciate it when you acknowledge, the miniature company that makes the figures. I think that should be a thing, man. I really think it should be a thing, because if you look at all of these, right now, if you're interested in for example, the Palmyrian camel cataphracts, you know where to get them from AA Miniatures, it says. And there's a whole lot of figures here from somebody's collection, from the Alexandrian successors to the Sea People versus Hittites. Um, they're nice to look at, nice pictures to look at. Arcadians, of course. Nice pictures to look at, but what is really, really cool is when you actually point to where somebody can get these figures, because our hobby is very, very small, and because it's very, very small, the people who make the figures or make the models are also from small companies, and doing stuff like this, telling people who read the magazine, which is basically, I would call Wargames Illustrated almost a mainstream magazine, um, a chance to find where these figures are only helps the hobby. I think it only helps the hobby. There's no way it doesn't. For example, if you like the elephant, you can actually head down and to AA miniatures and just look for that elephant. I mean, it's a great suggestion. And it's up to the people at Wargames Illustrated whether they would do it. I know another magazine that does. I think SNT, Strategy and Tactics. I think they do it, but I think Wargames Illustrated should do it. They should recognize the miniatures that are on the picture that they use. Anyways, moving along, we got What a Cartel, and it's basically What a Cowboy done cartel style, narco style. I like this. Look at this. Look at this table right here. Oh yeah, table right there. Yeah, it's a nice looking table. If you haven't played What a Cowboy, I was just checking it out. But this is the other thing I like about wargaming. You take a rule set and then you make it your own. And in this case, instead of making it cowboys, yeah, call it a cartel war. Yeah, why not? Moving along, you got Age of Empire, and this is basically, it says here in the article, it's inspired by the novel Warrior of Rome: Fire in the East. Now, I have not read the novel. In fact, I didn't even know the novel existed. So this is also kind of great. Might want to check that out and read it. So this is basically a tabletop uh, game inspired by a novel, which I think is quite a novel idea. Uh, but very nice. Lots of nice looking figures. I love figures. And I love pictures of figures. It's brilliant. Okay, moving along, we got Salute 51's painting competition winners, and you see, there's certain painting competitions I like more than others, and when you get a painting competition that's a mix, that's when the joy of flipping through a magazine like this, is increased, right? So in this painting competition, you get historical figures, you got science fiction figures, and for me, that's what makes it ace. Anyways, moving along, let's have a look. We got the historical single figure, and this is the emperor himself. And then you've got historical unit. And this was actually in last issue's feature on how he put this together. So if you like this figure, I mean like this unit, you can actually head back to the issue before and check out how he put this together. It's a nice article to read. Then you got historical units. You got juniors, and juniors are great because juniors is the folks who will end up taking this hobby to the future, right? I mean, a lot of folks who are in this hobby are of a certain vintage, and it's always nice to introduce new blood. And having the juniors have an award, why not? Encourage them, and the hobby will be better for it. Okay, moving along, we got sci-fi unit. Those are old figures. Those are really old figures right there. And then we have a single sci-fi figure, of course. The Grim Dark. You almost expect the Grim Dark, man, for a single sci-fi figure. Almost expected. But there they are. Sci-fi creature or vehicle. Same goes for that category as well. Then fantasy single figure, fantasy figure, fantasy creature or vehicle. And then moving along, we have fantasy unit. And then the Salute 50 figure, which is kind of great because what you do is you have a category where last year's free figure people submit the paint. Excellent. And then you have miscellaneous. This one doesn't fit to any of the categories, but man, look at this one, man. I mean, just have a look at it. It's a very nice looking figure, very evocative, very very nice. And then bust and stuff like that. It's all the miscellaneous stuff. Okay. Moving along. Next article is I know how to defend my own keep. Building Middle Earth, Helm's Deep. Man, there's a guy on YouTube who's actually built uh, all of the big structures from Middle Earth. But here is I want to say tips on how this particular modeler, Mark Clayton, uh, built his Helm's Deep model. Um, very very nice. I'm always impressed when people build models from the movie. I mean, you gotta watch the movie over and over and over again to get it done. I wish the article was a bit longer though, and like breakdown, but yeah, you know, it's nice to just see it here. That somebody's done it. Anyways, new releases from Halion and Company, and then North Star figures again. Fight for victory. Yeah, World War II skirmish rules. Moving along, Art Master Studios acknowledge them. Skytrax Miniatures acknowledge them. Bricks Creek um, acknowledging Big Creek and Mardav figures, Colonel Bills, and Gunfighter Ball. Now I acknowledge them because these are the guys who pay the bills for Wargames Illustrated, and it's because of guys like this we have a magazine to flip through. Bill Hook's Fantasia. Oh, that's coming. That's Bill Hook's in the fantasy world, and then Wargames Atlantic. Come on, look at that. Look at that. Look at the boxes. If you haven't, go get yourself the Wargames Illustrated, Wargames Atlantic box. I think they're going to be a very very big company in a few years. Moving along, back page, as always, Creeping Beast. Right, so that's pretty much the Wargames Illustrated issue 439. Hope you enjoyed this flip through as much as I enjoyed talking through it. I look forward to doing a magazine flip throughs. Now, if you like it, show me some encouragement with a like and subscribe. So I know to keep on doing this. Uh, then again, even if you didn't, I'll probably keep on doing this. This is one of the highlights of my month when I receive my Wargames Illustrated. Don't forget as well to keep an eye on this channel because I'll be hopefully getting this completed for you to have a look at, talking about the figures and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much the video. I hope you like it very very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.